Well, my friends, it looks like the woke radical left is finished, as President Donald J. Trump has just declared Antifa a major terrorist organization. Hey, guys, gals, and pals, Mr. Obvious here, and today, Donald J. Trump is moving to designate Antifa a terrorist organization. He's also going to be moving to thoroughly investigate who is funding these groups, getting them investigated and prosecuted, and this is really important, especially in the wake of things like the Charlie Kirk assassination, in which a far left-wing lunatic murdered a beloved and popular conservative speaker, Charlie Kirk, of Turning Point USA. If there was a time to crack down on Antifa, to expose these terror cells, the time would certainly be right now.
To come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Now, if you don't know what Antifa really is, it basically stands for Anti-Fascist Action Movement, or so they say. The truth is, these people basically call themselves the anti-bad guys. We call ourselves the anti-bad guy squad, and we label our opponents the bad guy. Therefore, everything we do is justified because of our name. My friends, this would be like if Nestle were to call itself the Clean Water and Environmentally Friendly Company for All Company. Simply put, it's complete nonsense. You can call yourself the good guys, quote unquote, or against bad guys, but if you're doing bad things, you're the bad guy.
It's all about the greater good.
The greater good.
So, we've got quite a few things to talk about. But first things first, it looks like things have gotten even worse for Jimmy Kimmel. As you probably already heard, not only did his Jimmy Kimmel Live show get canceled, it looks like he may be facing federal investigation, as per the Daily Mail, after falsely telling viewers that Charlie Kirk's killer was a MAGA supporter. I actually made a meme video about this. I'll put it in the description. But basically speaking, Jimmy Kimmel's disgusting comments about Trump and Charlie Kirk, that's one thing, but he told millions of people that the shooter was a MAGA supporter, and this is not true. In fact, this is so untrue that Erica Kirk, who I presume is the wife of Charlie Kirk, now widow, is filing a $40 million lawsuit against ABC.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Now this must really have Disney and ABC and Sinclair Broadcast losing their minds, because we have this little gem. Breaking. It just got worse for Kimmel. Sinclair Broadcast, who owns 24 ABC stations in major American cities, announces that they're gonna fill Jimmy Kimmel's time slot with a tribute to Charlie Kirk, which is very nice of them. They're also demanding that Kimmel make a meaningful donation to the Kirk family and Turning Point USA, as well as a direct apology to Erica and the kids. Wow. Imagine not only getting canceled, but then you find out they're gonna give a tribute to the person that you attacked, which I'm glad they are, because Charlie Kirk was murdered in cold blood, and he was murdered by somebody who is deeply and definitively on the left. And this brings us to the next part of the story. Me and many others have been investigating Antifa, and we've come to find some disturbing information. I'm gonna bring you over here with Benny Johnson, FBI investigating militant queer Antifa group in Kirk assassination. Group deletes all social media. Let's watch the clip.
I want to begin by saying that this is one of the many groups who are currently under investigation by federal authorities. This you're not supposed to see. This is the now deleted Instagram account, nearly 7,000 followers, of the Armed Queers of Salt Lake City. You'll notice something quite shocking about the Armed Queers of Salt Lake City, that their logo happens to include very clearly the same caliber of bullet inscribed with Antifa and pro-queer messaging, much like the bullets that murdered Charlie was.
So as you can see, it's all but been confirmed that there is a direct link between Antifa and the Charlie Kirk assassination. In fact, me and any others have been investigating, and we suspect that we have actually uncovered a secret terror cell network in the United States. That's right, folks. I'm talking about undercover groups of Antifa and trans Antifa and all sorts of different splinter groups that are currently plotting in the United States. So over on X, formerly known as Twitter, I was actually theorizing about what I think's going to happen. I do not believe that the gunman who murdered Charlie acted alone. Not only that, I have a sneaking suspicion that they're currently planning to do future attacks. Now, there's a lot of reasons I believe this. Based on all the cooperating evidence, we know for a fact that there are at least multiple people now who seem to have advanced knowledge of the attack. We have one person who was posting that Charlie was gonna receive something big the day before the attack on September 9th. The next day, he gets shot, meaning there's people who knew about it. We have multiple eyewitness accounts of people saying that cars came back and from the gunman's house, some plates out of state. We also know that based on his social media posts, his discords had contact with Antifa training. I actually think that the gunman may be a bit of a patsy or a fall guy. And I'll explain. According to the recent texts that are supposedly between the gunman, Robinson, and his trans partner, I don't know if it's GF or BF, I'm just gonna say partner. The texts are completely fake. Like, if you look through these texts, the way they're talking is not how Gen Z talks. They use terminology like interrogated, drop point, lockdown, but more so like they just use a lot of weird terminology. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. Nobody says my old man these days. I mean, I think some people do. But overall, if you go through these texts, it's just weird. It doesn't seem genuine. So a lot of people suspect that these are basically planted texts. What that means is many people believe, and this is what I believe, that Tyler Robinson was actually kind of like groomed a little bit, and that his partner may actually be the mastermind, because his partner appears to be a trans person who may or may not be affiliated with Antifa. Combine that with the fact that multiple people seem to have foreknowledge of the attack, there may be a terror cell. There may be multiple people involved. So this is why this needs to be investigated ASAP. A lot of people are also discussing like who funded all of this, who really wanted it. I can't answer those questions. I'm not going to tell you that it was Israel. I'm not going to tell you it wasn't Israel. The truth is, I don't know. And I get really, really angry when all of these grifters and shills online are basically like just trying to beat you over the head and demand, how dare you? It was not Israel. You don't know that. Nobody knows that. In fact, the fact that you're saying that with so much conviction makes me suspicious. But the truth is, we don't know. Anybody could be behind this, but the truth is, somebody is funding these groups, and somebody is plotting more terror and attacks. I have a feeling, and I have a very bad feeling, that something bad is going to happen December 24th, Christmas Eve. I think that is going to be the most dangerous time in this country. But rest assured, folks, I will continue my investigation. And with that, let's tone things down a little bit and talk about something I find quite amusing. And you know what really blows my mind? A lot of these left-wingers, a lot of these leftists, they're still not taking it very seriously. Oh boy. Over here on X, formerly known as Twitter, Brian Krasenstein declares himself Antifa.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Yeah, really smart thing to do after the president declares Antifa a terror group. Here you can see, I am Antifa, meaning I am against fascism. All Americans should be. Antifa is not an organization, which is just blatantly wrong. Any organization that organizes, secretly or otherwise, is an organization. That's what organizations mean. He goes on to say that domestic groups cannot be formally designated as terrorist organizations under U.S. law, and Trump does not have legal authority to unilaterally designate Antifa as a terrorist organization. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and disagree. I'm going to disagree, and I'll tell you why. I don't care if there is a formal rule or a formal law that says, hey there, mister, I know that you're going around murdering the whole town, and I even know that you were the one who burned down the animal shelter. But, gee, shucks. We don't have a law that will let me call you a a troublemaker. So I guess I just can't arrest you. You have a nice day now. Give me a break. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. And this is another thing. Leftists are unbelievable because they're always saying you have to follow the rules. But the moment it gets turned around on them, all of a sudden they lose their minds. We've got a lot of prominent leftists like Hasan aka Hasan Piker, crying and whining about free speech. Here you can see on X, the administration's attack against free speech are clearly coming from a place of weakness. They must present penalties for dissent and strike fear in your hearts. You cannot let them win. We have the numbers and they know this. So yeah, Hasan has been going around making all of these tweets about like free speech and how it's not fair and how people want to get him banned off Twitch just for having his freedom of speech. None of that is true. People are calling him out because he's advocating for murder and he's saying that people should die. And also because he's been telling people to murder people on Twitch for years and years. Slice them and dice them. Let it rain capitalist blood. He said many, many things all over the place over the years. He sympathizes with terrorisms. He said that America deserved 9/11.
Why are you the way that you are? I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
I'm getting really, really sick of the left being full of it because we're not talking about opinions. We're talking about you calling for people to be killed. We're talking about people like Destiny saying that conservatives should be too afraid to come out and speak. And that's what makes me so angry. So you know what? I'm not even going to bother. I want to show you something. To Charlie Kirk's shooter, you are a coward who failed the mission. You hid in the shadows, pulled the trigger, and ran. That's not justice. That's cowardice. You feared his words because they're stronger than your bullets. You didn't silence him. You proved his words have power. You didn't kill his voice. You amplified it. You didn't end the movement. You grew it. Charlie's fight is our fight, and we will never back down. Signed, Jan Morgan. We are all Charlie Kirk. And this is who deserves to be called V from Vendetta. That's Charlie Kirk. He was a man who stood for the idea. And while they may have killed the man, they can never kill the idea. Because ideas...
Beneath this mask, there is more than flesh. Beneath this mask, there is an idea, Mr. Creedy. And ideas are bulletproof.
And that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like this video, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, I'm producing content. Share the video as well to not only help the channel, but also spread the message. Dark times are coming, my friends, and I think we need to stick together now more than ever. You can support the channel by joining us on Patreon or Subscribestar. Doing so will give you access to a private Discord server, Fight Club. I also have one-time donations available. I always forget to mention that, but if you look in the description, click the donation link. You can do a one-time donation if you want to. I also have YouTube memberships open. I'm still sort of setting that up, but they are 100% working, and you can also donate through YouTube, I think, as well. Pretty sure there's one-time donations or like super gives or something like that. So become a member on YouTube if you would rather do it that way. But anyways, have a wonderful day, folks. I'll see you all next time.